my channel. We are going to be doing some wording and reading and finishing up some stuff in this vlog. So it's been a little bit, I think it's been a month since I vlogged last. I expected to do a little bit more vlogging, but truthfully, you know, life just happens, and I was like, well, by the time I start my vlog, it's going to be a wrap-up, so we're just going to do the wrap-up instead. Things have been going pretty well, though. I noticed that with anything I do, and I think I mentioned this last time in my last vlog, because I know that there is a deadline and I know I can do things for that deadline, I put things off. So the official deadline for something I am submitting is the 20th. I want to have it done by the 10th. And today is February 9th. So tomorrow I want to have it done. And that means I basically have to work on it tonight. On the plus side, I have my bio, I have my synopsis, all of the pieces that I am submitting are in the document. So it's nothing crazy, you know, like it's already there. The only thing I want to make sure is I want to read through the poems that I have, and I want to make sure they're in like a good order. The order is kind of like my thing. It's not something that I feel like necessarily needs to be done, but I want them to sound cohesive, so if someone's reading them, like there's a good flow to them, and I want to make sure that they're appealing, you know? So that is what we're going to work on tonight. I got home a little bit early today. I got home around 3 because I had a very crazy work week. I had almost 2 hours of overtime, which we don't get paid for overtime. So we're expected to just be there and do our job, you know? And there was a lot of things going on. I had a training this week. I had a client in crisis. I had a client thrown onto my schedule for an emergency intake because of things that were going on in life. So there was certainly a lot happening. And because of that, I basically was like, well, I usually have a 3 o'clock client on Fridays. That 3 o'clock client canceled, and then my 2 o'clock client canceled. So I was like, okay, then we're just gonna finish up our stuff and leave. And that's what I did because I had the time. I already did my 40 hours. Like, I did my time, so I can leave. And that's what I did. I just left. I clocked out, of course, but I left. And I got home early. So because of that, I have a couple things I want to do before I get into the poetry. As you may recall, if you remember my video of all my goals, I want to get movement. I was doing really good the last couple weeks doing movements, and I got up to like the last 2 weeks I was doing like 3 different workouts, walks on the treadmill during the week. And this week has been a little bit rougher, probably because I've been so exhausted by work. So I have been neglecting the treadmill. I could have done it, but instead I went to bed really early every night. So because of that, I am going to walk on the treadmill today, and I'm going to do that first. So the goal for tonight is, you know, it is February 9th. I want to walk on the treadmill. I'm going to make dinner. And then I am going to probably sit down, maybe to have a drink or two, and finish up this poetry collection. And then we'll kind of see how the rest of the week goes. I have another event planning. There's a very cool collaboration I'm doing for a YouTube video / a writing experiment. That's going to be starting on the 15th. So I have from today the 9th until the 14th to get some extra stuff done and prep, because that video and experiment is going to be going off. And then I have a really cool announcement that I can't share yet, but that's going to be starting on the 19th. And that's also going to have another video with it. It's going to be a longer haul video, but basically like the goal, my timeline right now for February is we finish this poetry stuff up, submit it by tomorrow. Then I have a short story collaboration type video from the 15th to the 29th. And then on the 19th, I have another goal, and that would be to get back into my vampire novel. So we have a lot of things going on this month, and I feel really good about them. So I just need to like do the thing, you know? So here we are. It is a new month, it's a new vlog, and I have a lot of cool, exciting videos coming out, and I just want to share everything with you guys. So my goal is to get myself pepped up, and by that means I have to get out of my work clothes. I have to go get on my workout gear, and we're gonna hit the treadmill. So okay, talk to you guys soon. Okay guys, so it is about 6:10. My goal is to get through this poetry book in like an hour. I would love to actually spend the rest of the night. Really, guys? Of course, they would do this. Okay, now that they're quiet, my goal would be to work on this for an hour. So by the time I start writing or like editing, it'll be 6:15. I'd like to call it quits at 7:15. There's no reason that I shouldn't be able to edit this. I have worked on these poems for years, some of them at this point, and I've already read through them once before. It's just like I'm so hesitant to finish doing the poems, you know, like and to call it finished. But there's only 30 poems. I have already read through 5 today, so I have 25 poems to read through. The hour should be well enough time. I love these poems. I hope that they love them, but it's okay if they don't. But I just have to pull the trigger and finish this. So let's edit some poems. Cheers. It is done, folks. I'm gonna go reward myself now. Good morning, friends. It is Sunday morning. I look like a trash can, but I am fully embracing the relaxation Sunday vibes today. It is specifically Super Bowl Sunday. I am not a huge Super Bowl fan. I really used to watch for like commercials and like hanging out with people, but the older I get, the more I don't want to hang out with anybody, and I just really want to do my own thing today and have just a good day. You know, it's a Sunday. I have a full work week ahead of me, and since I submitted my manuscript on Friday, I wanted to prep for all the other exciting things I have going on, which I can't really tell you all of them, but I have some videos I have to plan for. I have some writing things I have to plan for, and I also have a retreat I have to plan for. So I have lots of planning to do, but I also want this to be very restful. So I'm in my comfy robe right now, which is super soft, and I am drinking my coffee and enjoying it. Doing a little bit of scrolling on social media because I would hope that once I get into my flow of my day, I'm not going to be on my phone as much. But this is kind of like the plan I have. So there's very little I have to do, but I do want to clean up a little bit around my house. I want to start the laundry, I want to finish the dishes, and there's like some boxes and things to throw away because it's recycling night. So I want to get those boxes broken down and put them outside. Then I want to do a walk on the treadmill. It is a relatively nicer day out, so maybe, depending on how I feel, I'll go for a longer walk outside with maybe Suki, because she is very hyperactive. But we'll see, because I will say if I do the outside walk, I'll listen to my audiobook probably more than I will on the treadmill. Sometimes I get distracted when there's nothing keeping my attention. And then I have plans to do a little bit of pampering. So I finally just got my Epsom salt restock. My husband bought me some new Epsom salt, and I would love to soak in the tub and read. I'm currently reading The Way of Kings on ebook, and I can do my little setup, make a little bit of tea or just drink some water and just relax for a little while. I also have to re-dye my hair, which is why it's like up and not really doing anything right now, because it's gross. It is a wash day, but it's also hair dye day. So I'd like to dye my hair, and I want to do like a face mask. So while like my hair is cooking for a little while, I also want my face mask. I'm gonna do an Aztec clay mask, and then I'll feel good. Like I'll have the whole body experience, you know? And after that is when I want to just dive into like some like gentle productivity. My goal is going to be that I have a list of things to do. I think I want to start with the one that I'm most likely to forget to do, which is the one that has the due date the farthest. Like this would be due in April, but I will likely forget it, especially when I'm gonna be deep into my writing. I have a lot of events coming up, like this event that I'm talking about is in April, but I'm also going to Boston in April, and I wanna make sure that I'm in a good writing flow at that point, and you'll find out why later.
But because of all of that, I think it's best for me to do that now because it also shouldn't take long. It'll be just something like I really want to whip up, like have a general idea of what I'm going to do at this event, and then send it to the girl who is running it so that she could like print it out in like nicer paper. So yeah, so I have like no like solid goals for how much I want to achieve today, but there are a few things that I think if I prep them today, then the rest of the week will be a lot easier and I can actually like enjoy what I'm doing, because tomorrow I also have writing club and that will free me up to maybe actually like do some writing, like actual writing. I have that short story that I still never edited and I really think I want to finish that tomorrow. So okay, I'm gonna go finish my coffee and then we are gonna get into my Sunday. So it is almost 1 o'clock and my day has been going pretty well. So I am showered and bathed. I did my bath. I did a body scrub afterwards, and I did a little bit of like, I felt like my eyes had been puffy for the last couple days, so I had these little pads to put under them. And then I did the jade roller once I got all out and dried and did all that. So body wise, I feel really good. Now, I didn't do my hair yet, and that's because it's almost 1 o'clock and I only had a piece of bread and coffee for breakfast around 8. So I'm really hungry. And I think I'm gonna make a little charcuterie snack board for my lunch because I want to jump into some work. Greg also wanted to take a bath today and relax, so I figured he'll jump in there now. And once he's done, I'll get a little bit of work done, I'll eat my snack, and then I will go and do my hair and my face mask. So yeah, overall, I feel like I'm in a really good spot. Don't mind me waving this around. I was trying to measure out the Epsom salt because they recommend 2 cups and I can't eyeball that very well. So I did it legit this time. And yeah, so I'm gonna go get my lunch now and I will check in when I can. Hi friends. So I am back from my little lunch break. I didn't actually film anything like with my prep, which is silly, I should have, but I will put a picture, here of my spread for the charcuterie board. I shared it with my husband and we had our little lunch and it was quite delicious, if I do say so myself. Hit kind of like all the cravings I wanted. A little bit of sweet, a little bit of salty, a little bit of like guilt-free eating, The only thing I screwed up on is I bought almonds and I thought the almonds were gluten-free because normally I check. My husband was diagnosed with celiacs, so normally like when we're shopping, like we check everything to make sure. And I guess I didn't with the almonds, and I don't know if I just assumed almonds are like natural and they don't have gluten, but the seasoning does. And I put the almonds on the charcuterie board. It really only affected like they only touched the chicken lunch meat I had and one of the cheeses, but he didn't eat those, and then I moved them off the tray. But I was like really sad because I was so proud of the display and thought it was all gluten-free until he asked about the almonds and I was like, oh yeah, it should be, and it wasn't. So despite that, I do have a couple pieces of cheese and my almonds left,
So I have that as a snack as I get into the work that I'm going to be doing. So as I kind of said, the first thing I want to do is I wanted to do some of the prep work for the retreat that I'm going on in April. If you guys have been around for a couple of years, back in 2022, I went on a retreat in November, and it was a Wild Woman retreat where I was just a guest. So I got to participate and just be a part of it, but the people that ran the retreat are some of my best friends. And then in the years since, while they were planning for this year's retreat, they asked if I wanted to actually do some workshops during it. So that is what I'm going to be working on today, is the 2 workshops that I'm doing, which as long as they're approved, I am still waiting. They kind of do like a speed dating style with like some like Witchcraft 101 stuff. So if that's approved, I am pretty sure it's already been approved, I'll be doing like how to read the tarot cards intuitively and like knowing just like your basic like buzz concepts of what each card means and how you can apply that to how you're reading them. So I'm really excited for that. So that's the thing I'm going to prep today. And then the other one is more to do with like your body and listening to your body and how to use like somatic healing. So that's the one I'm waiting for like official approval, but I may look into some of that research just so I'm ahead of it. So that's what we're going to start with. My goal is going to actually be, I have a TV in here that I always forget about, and I think what I want to do is I want to throw like maybe someone's writing sprints, or if no one's live, then maybe I will just do some Pomodoro sprints on the TV and try to get this done because it's already 2:15. Obviously the football game starts sometime in the 6 o'clock hour. I'm not really sure, but I want to make sure that my hair and everything is done well before that. So I'm just going to work until my husband is done with his stuff in the bathroom, and then I will jump in and finish all my hair. So, okay. I'll talk to you guys soon. Hello friends, and I am done with all of my physical bodily self-care. My face is probably a little bit red still because I did the clay mask, and that does tend to make my face really red after I use it. But my hair, even though it's kind of still a little bit wet, but I'm letting it air dry, feels pretty good. I did the hair mask on it after I put the dye in, and I do desperately need to get a haircut, but that is very low on my priority list. But with that said, in the time from my lunch to finishing up my hair, I completed a good pop of what I set out to do. I did all of my note cards for the little like class I'm going to be teaching at the retreat. I did get it cleared to do, and my friend who is running it basically said that if it's like really well into the theme that they didn't intend to have. So I was like, oh, perfect. So I'm really excited to teach that class. And I also did my speed dating with the tarot reading and how to like interpret them quickly. So I made the cheat sheet for that, and I sent that to my friend so that she can make it into like the nice grimoire paper that they have for the retreats. And then for an upcoming video that I am doing a challenge with Anna Taylor, I drafted the email. So yeah, we're gonna be writing short stories to submit. So if you guys are interested, stay tuned. Probably check it out like the first week of March. Both of us will be posting videos on this challenge. So that's something to look forward to. Yeah, so I prepped that, and really the only thing else that I had that I wanted to potentially do today, and I decided to nix it because I really wanted this to focus on self-care today. And I think I want to do these videos when I have more makeup on and I'm a little bit more like put together. I wanted to start vlogging the intros to 2 of my vlogs coming up. And that's not super like important today to do. I do have like several days to a week of time to still vlog those intros and everything. So I'm not super worried about it. So really, I pretty much like did everything I set out to do today, which is pretty wild to me. And it is 5 o'clock. So I think for the rest of the night, I have some laundry and dishes to finish up. And the laundry in particular, I have like, I think I have 40 minutes left in my audiobook. I'm listening to Raybearer by Jordan E. Fueco. It is excellent. We picked this for the book club for Black History Month, and I'm so so happy it won, and I'm so mad at myself for sitting on this. I remember back in COVID, so 2020, we had everything was shut down, right? And I believe it was Y'all Fest, which is down in South Carolina, ended up getting technically canceled because of the pandemic when we couldn't go out. But they decided to do Y'all Stay Home. And that was such a rewarding experience. And I couldn't tell you exactly what I participated in at that time. I just remember like really loving like getting to interact with people online with these like panels for an event that I could not go to at that time. But Jordan spoke as one of the debuts of 2020, and I remember being so impressed with how she spoke. She talked about her world building and her characters, and everything about this book like intrigued me. So I immediately pre-ordered it. And then I sat on it until this year, and I'm very upset with myself. It is so goddamn good. And I already got the sequel from the library, so I can listen to that as soon as I'm done. That's how much I love this book. And I have 40 minutes left, and like shit's going down. So long story short, I'm gonna go fold my laundry, do the dishes, and finish my audiobook. And then once I'm done with that, I'm gonna read and watch the Super Bowl. Like that's pretty much gonna be the rest of my night.
Due to my head to go look at my pajamas for this. Yeah. Yeah, I know my pajamas have holes. I was